Hi everyone, this is Laura Tolumbus coming to you live from Attuned Yoga Wellness. Happy Friday, happy spring. Um, Spring like we've never known. So I want you to just give yourself some space to receive whatever is present for you. I've seen a lot of stuff out there that is asking us to um, you know, go to the space of gratitude and look to the silver linings and this and that. And I just want to award, um, maybe that's the wrong word. I just want to encourage you to not be fooled by such offerings. Mostly because I don't want you to deny yourself in any way. Um, yes, those things are great if we can get there from a place of processing and from a place of naturally engaging the experience we're having. But if we're forcing ourselves to go to the bright side, we can be really dismissive of our experience, and we can be really sort of dismissive of our pain and our trauma and the things that are actually coming up for us. So we don't want to put ourselves in a space of denial. So let's just be real and be present to what is actually happening and be present to our experience and our sensation and everything that is really showing up for us right now. Because again, we are in the space of the unknown, and we are most definitely in a space of confusion. Like our body doesn't really know what to do with this because we've never had this experience before. And so we really want to stay present to what's showing up so that we don't disconnect from ourselves. And so the more we can really dive into our own experience, into our inner world and this inner realm, the more we can actually show up for ourselves, and the more we can build this internal infrastructure of support and encourage ourselves to stay present and stay connected. Because the reality is the world is spinning and it's chaotic and it's, mildly insane, and we don't have any control over it. And we need to create space to let that be true, and then also to not go sort of whirling with it, because it would be so easy to just sort of like fly off into the chaos, because that's what it feels like, instead of turning inward and staying, present to what's actually happening. So the more we can build this internal structure, you still have yourself, just reminding yourself that you do, and reminding yourself to stay connected to your own presence is going to be so very valuable at this moment. So we will come to the floor and do some yoga in a second. I think you'll be able to see me down there trying to figure out this camera angle. But just for a moment, just bring your hands on your body in some way. Maybe it's on your thighs, just so that you feel yourself grounding here. And then feel your sitting bones root down, feel your body settle. Just meditate for a few moments, not seconds, before we start to move. So just notice, where are you today? How did you sleep? Did you sleep? Did you have crazy dreams? Did your dreams keep you awake? So just being present to whatever has been going on, and can you pause here? Can you turn inward, and can you settle here in your own skin? So shift the lens if you've been, over newsing, if you've been on too much social media. Can you shift? Of course, you are on social media now, but I'm going to invite you somewhere else. So feel your sitting bones, feel your body connect to whatever you're sitting on. Feel your breath move down into your pelvis. And maybe you start to close your eyes a little bit, just feeling that rise and the fall of the breath, that gentle wave. And that gentle wave is going to draw you inward. It's a portal for us to draw into the depth of our own experience. So feeling the rise of the inhale and the fall of the exhale, and then feeling that space between the breaths so that we can slip into that space. And it's like an invitation into your own heart. It's an invitation into your own presence, into what is really happening. And maybe your eyes want to close, and I'm going to close mine. And when we turn the lens inward, the perspective shifts. You are breathing, You are in a body. You are present to your experience. And what is that experience in this moment? Just taking a little scan of yourself. We are like nuclear power stations of energy. We are constantly giving and receiving energy. So, what are you taking in? What are you processing, assimilating? And is there stuff that you're taking in that maybe you want to make a different choice? Like, is it too toxic? And I don't mean turn away from it as in, like, let's deny what's happening. I mean, turn away from it as in the panic and the chaos are not actually going to serve you in any way. If the panic and the chaos is showing up from the inside, then it's a different conversation, right? Then we just want to acknowledge it. There may be moments that you feel really calm and at peace. Let that be true. And then there are other moments you might feel overcome with sadness. I know that's happened to me a few times. Or maybe overcome by the present reality and overcome by just the insanity of all of it. So just breathe into whatever is showing up. Don't force it to be something it isn't. Don't force yourself to, look at it from some optimistic angle. It's okay for you to have your experience. That's what makes us human. We do not want to deny our humanness in this moment. And so honoring whatever's showing up, being present to it, know that it will shift. The nature of reality, again, as I've said earlier in other times, other recordings, is impermanence. Things will always change. We will adapt. Draw your hands into prayer in front of your heart. Take a little bow to your heart, to your body, to your mind, to whatever it's offering, to the information it's offering, to your wisdom. And then release your hands and open your eyes. So we're actually going to start seated. I'm just going to move so that I'm on that mat. Go ahead and if you feel like it's hard to sit like this, if you're sort of hunched over, sit upright, put something underneath your sitting bones. Maybe it's a blanket. And you're just going to walk your right fingers over to the right. Press your fingertips into the floor and stretch the left arm overhead, reaching out. As you're reaching through your left fingertips, you're rooting down through that left hip. And then switch. Left arm comes down, walks out, right arm reaches. Side body stays nice and long. You're looking for the anchor through the pelvis as you reach through the hand. Deep full breaths, breathing into the back of the lungs. Come back up to center. Walk your hands out in front of you. So fingertips come forward, sitting bones stay rooted. You bow in. You're going to press your fingertips into the floor to breathe into the back of your lungs and then send your heart forward, shoulders back. So I highly recommend you doing some form of aerobic activity. Now, for those of you that are in the house, if you have a stationary bike, that's obviously one of the best, or a treadmill. I know my New Yorkers mostly don't have room for such things in their apartments, but if you can get outside and move, because it's going to clear your lungs. Walk your hands over to your right. You want to move that energy. Press your fingertips into the floor. Draw the left hip back. Breathe through the left side of the body. And then walk your hands back to the middle and walk your hands over to the left. So little side stretches. Breathing, wrapping the hip back. And then come back to center. Walk your fingertips back and just switch the cross of the legs. And we're just going to come forward one more time, just shifting that. Notice how that feels different, because most likely this is not the leg you normally have forward. So this side might feel a little tighter. Press your fingertips, breathe into the back of the lungs, pull the floor towards you, lengthen the spine, open the chest. If it feels better to just stay bowed in, that's fine too. Breathing up through the arm bones so that you get some, almost like you're trying to breathe into your armpits. And then walk your hands back. You're going to come forward onto your hands and your knees and just face so that you're on your mat, if you're on a mat. And then spread your fingers root down through your hands. You can keep your toes tucked. As you inhale, soften your heart, soften your belly, lift the chin and open the throat. And as you exhale, press the floor around the spine, release your head and your neck. Inhaling to soften, heart reaches forward, hips move back. Exhale, press. You're looking for the mobility of the vertebrae of the spine. I want you to find the movement. Some spots are going to be more mobile than others. It's just how we're built. But start to notice maybe where you feel stuck. Inhaling and exhaling, moving with the breath. And the next time you press, move the ribs a little from side to side. Maybe let your head go and move your neck, or stretch your neck by moving your head. And then come back to the middle and just start to move your hips. So notice the difference when you start to articulate the movement from a different spot, right? And then keep your toes tucked, come back to the middle, and then walk your hands back so you're sitting back on your feet. So ideally, you are getting that stretch through the ball of the foot. Now, if this feels like torture to you, just shift your weight forward so that it doesn't feel so dramatic. Okay, hands can come to your thighs. You're sitting back, breathing. Feel the breath at the back of the lungs, and then breathe across the collarbones. Notice which foot is tighter. There's always one that's tighter. And then come forward onto your hands and knees and lift your feet off the floor. Roll your ankles. Roll them one way and then roll them the other way. And then release your feet down. Take your knees apart, toes together. Shift your hips back, child's pose. Come forward onto hands and knees. Bring the knees back so they're right underneath your hips. Tuck your toes, shift back, down dog. Start to pedal out your feet. You're getting that stretch from your sitting bone down through the back of the leg, through the heel. The heel does not have to touch the floor. Just feeling that length through the back of the body. And then little bend in both knees. Reach your sitting bones. Move the energy from your pelvis down through the heels. Feel that connection. So the legs are doing some work here. Come forward into plank pose, reach through the heels, and then lower down through chaturanga, come all the way to the floor. Prop yourself up onto your forearms. Rock a little bit from side to side and stretch through your toes. I want you to think of reaching from your inner thighs down through your big toes. And then take a little bow in, breathe into the back of the lungs. Stretch through the toes, lift the heart. Try not to collapse in your low back because then it will hurt. If you're in pain, see if you can soften or back out a little bit to access the space of opening rather than pushing. Deep breaths. Bring your elbows wide. Turn your hands towards one another. Rest your forehead on top of your hands. Or maybe you want to lie your face to one side, whatever feels better. Just breathe here. You're going to bring your right arm out to the right. And then come onto your left fingertips. You're going to lift yourself up a little bit and then open up to the left. So play a little bit here. This right shoulder may need to anchor back a little bit. So you're on the outside of the right hip. You're on your left fingertips. And then you're lifting your left leg, stepping it behind you. You can move your head to get your head in the right angle, and then soften. Maybe the left arm reaches, maybe it reaches behind you. And then bring the left arm back up, release it, come back to the middle. So one hand on top of the other, preferably the opposite hand that you naturally put on top, and then turn your head to the opposite side if you did that on the other side. Otherwise, forehead is fine. Feel the breath. Feel the breath in the front of the body. And as you feel your body breathing into the floor, can you breathe into the back of your lungs? And then prop yourself up onto your right fingertips. The left arm comes out to the side. You're pressing into the floor to support yourself. You're rolling onto that left side. Again, you might need to even rotate that left shoulder a little bit to get in the right spot. And then let the head rest and breathe here. And then lifting the right leg, stepping it behind you. So deep breaths. This is obviously going to make the shoulder opening a little more acute. If it feels like too much, you can stay here. Okay, don't force your body. You want to use your breath to open the body and not push. If you want that next phase, the right arm can come up and even come behind you. If you bring your arm behind you and then your shoulder rolls forward, it might not be worth it, right? We want to keep the lungs clear. We want to open up the chest. Release yourself back to the floor. Be gentle. Use your right hand to pick your body up to come back onto your belly. And again, one hand can come on top of the other, forehead on your hands. Can you get a deeper breath at the back of your lungs? Can you fill the back of the lungs with the breath? Meaning, can you find those bottom tips? And again, they're somewhere around those back bottom ribs. And then bring your hands alongside your chest. Stretch through the toes. Maybe lift the heart, or maybe just keep the elbows bent. Maybe you want to just do a little cobra. Stretch through your feet. And then shift your hips back towards your heels. And press back to down dog. Take a walk, walking your feet to your hands. When you get there, take a little bend in your knees. And then bend your elbows, holding opposite arms. Maybe you want to move a little bit from side to side. Switch the clasp. Notice if you're holding onto your head. We love to hold our head here. See if you can release it. And then press down through your feet as you inhale. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Hands come into prayer in front of your heart. Deep breaths. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, diving forward, folding over your legs. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale to fold. Root through your feet again. Stretch your arms up and over. If this hurts your low back at all, bring your hands to your hips. Hands come into prayer in front of your heart. Bend your knees a little bit. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, diving forward. So knees can bend, hands can come to the floor or to blocks if you need. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, you can bend the knees. Inhale, stretch the arms, squeeze the legs, reaching up. Hands come into prayer. Good. This time, everybody inhale, stretch your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, bring your forearms to your thighs. So you're kind of leaning over. I want you to bow in. Let go of your head. Can you breathe across the back of the body? And then you're going to walk your hands to your thighs and lift the chest. Roll the shoulders back. So again, if the back hurts at all, bring your hands to your hips. If not, you can stretch your arms up, press down to rise up. Hands come into prayer. Inhale, stretch your arms up, just like that again. Bend your knees, forearms to your thighs. Let go of your head. Sit back in your hips, lengthen through your spine. Walk up on to your thighs. Your hips are reaching back, so as far back as you can get them, almost like you're sitting in a chair. Lift the chest. Keep the solar plexus engaged. And then root through your feet, come straight up to stand. Hands come into prayer. One more like that. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, forearms to thighs, let go of your head. Walk your hands up to your thighs, lengthen your spine. Roll the shoulders back. Open your mouth. I left a little tension there. Root through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Hands come into prayer. Take a few breaths. Just feel the difference when you move your body in space in line with your breath. Feel how that changes maybe the experience your body is having. It matters. It does make a difference. So go ahead and take your feet wide. Arms out to the side. So nice and wide. So pretty much wherever your wrists are is about where your feet are. And turn your right foot out to the right. And bend your right knee. So you're coming right into that warrior two. Settling in. Make sure your right hip isn't popped forward. It's drawing back into space. Your gaze can come over your right hand. Deep breaths. You're going to press through the big toe to stretch the front leg straight. Turn the palm up. Left hand comes down behind you. Reach through the fingers. You're going to bend your knee. Bring your forearm to your thigh. Stretch your left arm over. We're going to move this. You're going to come back up to warrior two. You're going to press through the foot. Turn your palm up. Left arm comes back, reaching up and back. Gaze can be towards your hand or down towards your foot. Bend the knees so you're in that goddess variation of this warrior two. Forearm comes to your thigh, left arm reaches. One more time, back up to warrior two. Press through the big toe mound, turn your palm. Left hand comes back, reach up and back. Shift the gaze wherever you want it to be. And then bend your knee, forearm comes to your thigh. Stretch the arm. Press the forearm into the thigh. Maybe get a little more space through that side body. And then root through your feet, come up to stand. Hands come to your hips. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. Nice deep inhale, feel the energy from your pelvis moving down through your feet. And bend into your front knee. Again, don't let your left hip kind of move forward, drop back. So it's almost like your thigh bone is plugging into your hip socket. You feel that connection. So you're getting the support from your pelvis, not just from your legs or from your knee. Deep breaths. Turn your left palm up. Stretch the front leg straight. Right hand comes back. Find that reach. And then bend the knee. Forearm comes to your thigh. Right arm reaches. Okay, and we move this. Okay, press through the feet. Come back up to warrior two. Stretch the front leg straight. Turn the palm. Right hand comes back. Find that length. Gaze down or up. Bend the knee. Forearm comes to your thigh. Find the stretch. Root through the feet. You're pressing into the ground to rise back up into warrior two, to press through the foot, to turn the left palm up. Right hand comes down. Back of the leg, and then bend the knee, reverse warrior or goddess variation, forearm to your thigh, reach the right arm out. Let's do one more. Press through the feet, warrior two. Find the straightening in that front leg, turn your palm, right hand comes to the back of the thigh, and then bend the knee, forearm comes to the thigh, stretch your right arm over your ear. Use that forearm to press, to find more space through the left side of the body, and then extend. And what I mean by extend is as you reach through your right hand, press down through that back foot. Come back up, stretch the front leg straight, turn your left toes in, hands are gonna come to your hips. You're gonna lift out of the pelvis as you root from the pelvis down through the feet, and then just fold over your legs. Walk your fingertips back between your toes. Bowing in, again, shaking your head. Walk your fingertips out. Right hand's going to come to your hip. Again, don't let this hip kind of fly out to the side. Open the chest. Right arm comes up to the sky. If you don't collapse this, you're going to get more breath through the back of the body. And then right arm reaches to the floor. Left hand comes to your hip. Find the length. Again, try not to move the hips. Open the chest. Left arm reaches. Find that breath. It does not have to be a big twist. Gentle, gentle. You're moving with your breath. You're accessing with your breath. You're not forcing your body open. You're not pushing. You're not making it be in a place that it's not. Stretch the arm out. Come to the floor. Walk your hands out. Modified down dog. Press your hands into the floor. Reach back through your hips. So from the side, this is not here. This is back. You're using the floor for leverage. Walk your hands back between your feet. Heel toe your feet back to sitting bone distance apart. Root down strong through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up and over. Hands come into prayer. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel the body. Feel the roots. Feel your feet connect to the ground. Shoulders melt away from your ears. Maybe your head needs to move a little from side to side, or the shoulders need to roll. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale to lengthen, heart extends. Exhale, fold. You're going to bend your knees and come to lie on your back. Again, I said it was going to be short, right? If you want your block, grab it. You might need it for support. Okay, bend your knees. Put the soles of your feet on the floor. Bend your elbows. Your feet are ideally underneath your knees. They're also about hip width apart. Take a nice deep breath into the back of the lungs. Press the upper arms into the floor. Inhale again so you feel the breath and you feel your body settle. And then you're going to press the upper arms into the floor. Lift your hips. Reach through the legs. Let the reach through the legs encourage the opening through the chest. See if you can soften your face. And then gently release upper back, mid back, pelvis. Hands come onto your body. If this work feels like too much, I want you to just lift your hips and move the block underneath you or a blanket or whatever. Honestly, I was lying on my floor like this for a while yesterday with just a blanket underneath my pelvis. It was huge help. Okay, so hands somewhere on the body. Find that breath. Bend your elbows again so you have that support. Root through your feet, big toe, baby toe, center of the heel. Take a big breath into the back of your lungs. You're pressing through your feet to lift your hips. Now, if we just clench your butt, we're going to get all this power here, but can you soften the inner thighs to the floor? So you feel this widening across the low back, and then reach from your sitting bones through the knees. Send your heart towards your face. I'm pulling my own hair. Okay, you're reaching out. It doesn't feel good if you're pulling your own hair, so adjust. Open your mouth again, especially if that's one of your spots. Gently release upper back, mid back, pelvis. Hands come on your body. Breathe. Feel the flush of the back bend. Feel how it starts to open up the channels of energy in the body. Last one. Nice deep inhale. Breathe into the back of the lungs. Press your arms down. Lift your hips. If you want to bring your arms alongside your body and curl yourself a little deeper into your shoulders, go for it. This is going to be a slightly different feel. You're reaching through the legs. If you prefer this, stay here. It's just an option. I might prefer this. Open the chest, squeeze the legs like you're isometrically pulling them together. And then gently release upper back, mid back, pelvis. Bring your hands on your body. Walk your feet so they're about mat distance apart. Bring your arms out to the side and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. When that feels good and you feel like you're pretty clear out of your low back, walk your feet to the center and fold your right knee over your left. Move your hips over to the right and the knees over to the left. If you want a little bit more access, press your head into the floor, move your left shoulder to the left. And then maybe you can take your gaze to the right. Keep your face soft, keep your gaze soft. And exhale from your pelvis down through the bones of the legs. Can you just settle into yourself? It's easier said than done right now. Really, it's easier said than done always. But in this moment, it's particularly potentially difficult. Come back to the middle. You probably have to lift your knees a little bit to put your foot back on the floor and to move your hips back to center. Uncross the legs and just pause for a second and feel before you go to the other side. Your feet come back to the center. Your left leg crosses over the right. The hips move to the left, and then your knees move to the right. That bottom foot is flexed, so it's supporting you. And again, you're going to press your head into the floor. See if you can move your shoulders to the right, and then turn your gaze to the left. Bring your head back to center, bring the legs back to the middle, move your hips back, release the cross of the legs, walk your feet wide and let your knees kind of just rock into one another. Maybe even want to take your hands to your thighs and just settle here, and then bring your hands on your body. You might need to take your feet a little closer if it doesn't feel good. And then go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, just giving yourself a little squeeze. And hug the knees towards your chest, and then let the knees sort of sit in your hands, just almost like you're going to give yourself a little massage with the floor. You don't have to think too much about this. You can just kind of roll, move in circles. And then release your feet, stretch your legs out. So again, feet are about mat distance apart. Or just rock your hips a little bit from side to side. And then let the legs go. And if they don't want to release, it might mean that they're too close, right? And then play a little bit with the upper body. Maybe you want to shimmy a little bit into the floor, move your head from side to side. And then the palms come up. So Shavasana is important, right? This is where all of our effort really weaves itself into our cells. And so we want to honor the rest. And we are ultimately in this moment in a state of rest. We're really in this state of turning inward. And the beauty of this turning inward is we really tap in to this space of inner support, and we start to build this infrastructure of self-support. And when we do this, we get more of ourselves. And so honoring this process, go ahead and scan the body, and if there's any place you're holding effort, can you release it? Can you send your breath there? Start to bring your awareness back to your breath, and then find that breath at the back of your lungs, and then start to move your feet, almost like you were trying to press your toe out and away from the rest of the body. And then making almost like little circles, but feel that reach. And they might be going in different directions, and that's fine. And see if you can reverse it. That might feel a little bit weird. Can you feel the length moving out of your pelvis down through the bones of the legs? That's what I want you to feel. And then reach through the fingers. Maybe your hips move a little bit. Maybe now you reach through your heel. Maybe you reach through your right heel and your right fingertips, and your left heel and your left fingertips. And then reach through the big toe mounds and reach through your all 10 fingertips. And then bend your knees, put the soles of your feet on the floor. And you're going to roll over to your right side. Bowing in, left arm comes over your heart. We are breath by breath building this internal support system. Can you become more and more conscious and aware of your experience? And can you access more and more of what you hold here? You're going to press your hands into the floor, move slow. I'm going to move so that I can be a little bit closer. So find the seat, find the sitting bones, anchoring again, feel the breath, hands come to your thighs. Close your eyes again. I pulled you out too fast. Stay connected to yourself. Take a big breath into the back of your lungs. Draw your hands into prayer in front of your heart, just sealing this time you offer yourself. This time, can you receive it fully? Can you receive the privilege of your own attention, your awareness, your willingness to engage in this way? And take a nice deep inhale. Exhale completely. Gently bowing your head to your heart and to your body, to your mind, to this resource you hold. Namaste. Enjoy your Friday. I don't think any of us are going to be going out tonight, but enjoy it from your living room couch or wherever you might be. I will be back in the next few days. Okay, take care. Bye.